Good job, Jane.
Jane, thanks. You did a great job, and thank all the folks who worked on it.
Yes.
I'm very impressed, and I think the people who access this website will be impressed as well. A couple of points I want to make. One, I appreciate so very much the website being available in more than just one language. There's a lot of Spanish-speaking folks in America, and they'll be able to access the website. And that's important because I want all Americans to understand that our priorities coming into the fall will be our economy, education, opportunity, and security. And concerned citizens can read about those four categories, those four priorities of the administration across the webpage. I was particularly impressed that Barney plays a major role in helping the young understand what's going on in the in Washington, D.C. But I say that somewhat in jest, but I'm very serious about the need for all of us involved in government to do all we can to involve our citizenry in government. And there's a lot of cynicism about politics in Washington, D.C., and it seems like to me the more accessible Washington becomes, the more likely it is people will participate in the process. And clearly one way to do so is across the web page. And I appreciate so very much, Jane, your artistic talents and your creativity, and the team that worked with you as well. And this page will be updated on a regular basis, obviously as the news unfolds. But we'll be looking for more imaginative ways to continue people's interest in accessing the White House. Finally, it's good to be here with the First Lady. She, as we say in Texas, she cut her teeth in libraries, and she too is concerned about making sure that information flows freely, and that, as importantly, people are able to read what comes up on the screen. As I said, education, the economy, opportunity, and security will be our priorities. And one of the things that I hope Congress does is work and act quickly on the education bill and get it to my desk as soon as they get back. It's an important piece of legislation. The House has passed a version, the Senate has passed a version, and I know that the leadership has had their teams working to resolve differences over the last couple of weeks, and I'm confident that if the will is there, they can get a bill to me quickly. I look forward to signing one. I'd be glad to answer a few questions.
Are you confident, you talk about your priorities, are you confident that the money will be there to fund all those priorities?
Yes, I am, so long as Congress doesn't overspend. Yes, Fournier. Good to see you, lad.
What's your reaction to this 12 or 14-year-old boy who turns out he is 14 years old, a Little League?
Well, my answer is I'm disappointed that adults would fudge the boy's age. I wasn't disappointed in his fastball and his slider. The guy was awesome, and he's a great pitcher. But I was sorely disappointed that people felt like they could send in a false age, particularly when it comes to Little League baseball of all places. And so in Little League, I'm sure will take the appropriate actions. But
What do you think appropriate action?
I guess disqualification of the team. I'm sure there's rules at the Little League level, and Laura and I went to the Little League World Series. It was an amazing event, by the way. And as I told him, I said, I really, when I was a kid, I never dreamt that I would be standing in front of a bunch of Little Leaguers as president, but I did dream about making it to Williamsport as a Little League player.
Disappointed, sir, that you weren't able to come up with a more concrete agreement with Mexico on immigration?
I'm thrilled at the progress we're making with Mexico. What you'll see is that our administrations, mine and that of Vicente Fox, are cooperating better than any administrations in the past on a wide range of issues. And I'm very pleased with the progress we're making. The immigration issue is one that is a complex issue. We've made progress on principles. As President Fox knows, that the issue will require more than just the administration's involvement. It requires a willing Congress to address the issue. And so we'll be discussing principles, starting with people need to be treated well, treated respectfully, and that it makes sense for the United States to help match a willing employee with a willing employer. It's in our nation's interest that if someone's looking for a worker, that we figure out how to combine the two. But we made great progress. I was briefed this morning by Colin Powell and John Ashcroft on their meetings with their counterparts in Mexico, and I think it's safe to say, without hyperbole, that the interaction between our administrations is the best it's ever been of any administrations in the past.
Mr. President, what role should the federal government play in helping deploy high-speed internet access?
Helping?
Deploy high-speed internet access?
Well, a lot of that's going to be taking place through the market. And technology is such that areas that might not get access quickly as a result of no economies of purchase or economies of scale will be able to have internet access. I think, for example, at Crawford, Texas, it's a place where you're not going to generally get a lot of fiber optics, although I think there may be some there as a result of Laura and my presence. But hopefully that high-speed access will come as a result of over the air as opposed to through fiber optics. And once we get over-the-air high-speed access, then a lot of rural America that heretofore hadn't had access will get it. The technologies are evolving. One of my concerns, of course, is the economic slowdown will perhaps slow down some of the progress made as far as high-speed access. And we've done something about it. I'm going to remind Congress that they need not overspend and should not overspend. It's going to affect economic growth. That all of us in Washington need to be thinking about how to grow the economy. And I've laid out an economic growth plan, starting with tax relief. I hear there are some up here that are now second-guessing tax relief, and surely they're not advocating a tax increase. Because if they are, they will find mighty resistance in the White House. Plus, that's bad economics. So for those who criticize the tax relief plan, the next step is, what do you have in mind? And if it's a tax increase, that would be bad for America.
Thank you, everybody.
Good to see everybody. Thank you. Fournier, we missed you in Crawford.
I didn't have myself.
Well. Jane, good job.
Thanks, Jane.